to the Emo Hour, your weekly power hour of all things emo and adjacent, with your hosts, Katie and Nani.
Hello and welcome to the Emo Hour. This is Katie.
And I'm Nani.
And we are experimenting with new setup, new equipment, recording in separate locations.
It's weird not being next to you.
Everything is different.
It's different.
But we got our own microphones and we are trying with 2 cameras instead of 1 because the 1 camera setup that we've been doing was not really working out and was not even uploading to YouTube. So here we are.
You know, growth. This is what growth looks like.
This is what growth looks like. And how are you doing today, Nani?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm doing pretty good, I'll say. But are you more wondering what's making me emo, or do you want to know how I'm doing?
Well, I was just doing a little quick chat first. I guess I was just going to say part of the reason that we are separate today is because I'm feeling a little under the weather. And it's not too bad, but, you know, 'tis the season. It is November.
I appreciate you not getting me sick.
Well, let's hope. I have gotten you sick multiple times. Mostly I blame my daughter.
Yeah, that's fair.
She's 2. And actually, why don't I just start with what's making me emo this week, if you don't mind? Do you want to ask me that question?
Yeah, I really want to know what's making you emo because I think I have an idea.
Yeah, so what's making me emo this week is my daughter just turned 2 last week on the 7th, and we did a birthday party for her on the weekend, and we titled it, or the theme was Born to Rock, TWO, and it was rock theme, and I got her these checkered overalls from this company called Little Trouble that are like corduroy checkered overalls that are so cute. And my husband and I wore Mama and Dada shirts that were like AC/DC logo looking with like a lightning bolt in the middle. And I bought like rock and roll temporary tattoos for the kids and adults to put on. And it was just really cute theme. And, you know, we played emo and other rock music the whole time. So it was great.
I wish I could have been there, and I'm really sad that I wasn't there. And the photos that I did see looked incredible.
Yeah, we got some good photos. A couple other moms told me that I was making them look bad, which is not the intention. But
why? Because you throw such a good party?
Yeah, because it was a good
Hell
party.
yeah.
Like just, you know, details and things. And one of the other moms that was there was like, my son just turned 2 and we went out to breakfast. So that's what we do. I mean, you and I are similar in that way, and my husband as well. Like, we like to host, like throw parties, entertain people, host people, and my husband especially likes to feed people. Although he did not barbecue this time around. He decided he didn't want to do that. Just too busy with life and other things. So we ordered some food. But
yeah, you got beans. You got beans on beans, I hear.
We got a lot of beans.
Well, like the best friend I am, I wasn't there, and I'm very sorry. But the pictures, they really did look amazing. And the pictures specifically of your daughter, like it was just so stinking cute. That checkered little onesie overall situation was everything.
Oh, it was so cute. I was worried it was going to be too big, but it fit her great. So she'll be wearing that a lot.
Here for it.
But Nani, what's making you emo this week?
Oh my God.
Sounds like Kermit the Frog.
Yeah, maybe I should be a voiceover person or something because I feel like I make a lot of weird voices.
I mean, yeah, you did do a Jennifer Coolidge impression on the last episode too.
I guess that's true. I am emo because, well, I'm emo because I missed your daughter's birthday, but also I'm mostly emo around the fact that I just got to spend this past weekend with one of my longest best friends in Seattle, and we had the most amazing time. And it's just like when you get to spend that kind of quality time with somebody that you've known for so long, it was the best. We had too much fun. Like, Seattle did not know what was coming, but we We went to Canlis for dinner, which is like a very upscale, fine dining, fancy, like once in a lifetime type of experience. And then we went on a hot tub boat, which we FaceTimed you from the hot tub boat. So you know about that. Wait, didn't we FaceTime you from the hot tub boat?
No,
Oh, from a
no.
different time.
You guys
No,
are
I
like,
know I FaceTimed my uncle because I needed to, his office used to be on Lake Union, but we took a hot tub boat around Lake Union, which was so fun, and went to a comedy show. I got called out in the comedy show, and he was like, I have a podcast. And I almost yelled at him. I was like, I have a podcast, but I didn't. And
you could have got so many more followers.
I know. Think about how many followers we could have gotten. And you and I both were repping the cause this weekend, which I love too, because we're both texting each other, being like, I just met somebody emo, and they're following us now. So that was cool, because that happened to me a couple times in Seattle.
Yes, great. Tell us more about that hot tub boat because I knew nothing about this.
Really?
Yeah, really, I've never heard of it until you
I thought
mentioned
I
it.
told you about it. So
You told me before but I'd never heard of it otherwise.
it is the wildest thing. So it's a boat that they custom make these boats. There's a few different companies that do it in Seattle. I really only recommend going on to the hot tub boat one. That's the brand name. It's like actually hot tub boat is the company name. And or
Okay.
maybe it's plural boats. But they hand make all of these boats. They are kind of like you know those fishing boats where you have a little motor on the back? It's that shape, so it's like flat in the back and pointy in the front. But the way
Mhm.
they built it, the when you're sitting down, the water probably goes up to like your, I don't know, upper waist, like maybe armpits almost. It's pretty like it's actually pretty high, and you drive the boat with a joystick, so you just like push forward to go forward, back to go back, and it's enough like you can fit 6 people in each boat, but this one was so much nicer. There's other companies that have like round ones, and they sit lower in the water and they don't move as fast, and I guess one of them exploded too at one point.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
safe.
that's the other company though. And and uh and so hot tub boats, it was just the most amazing experience. They put Epsom salts in our hot tub, and
Ooh,
it stayed at like a consistent 102 degrees or 104 degrees the entire time. It was a
great.
2 hour reservation. It was just Emily and me in the boat, and it was sunny. It was beautiful. The skyline of Seattle was behind us. It was so cool.
Do they require like life jackets?
I mean, they put life jackets on the boat and everything, but no, like in it, they give you all of the like safety necessity things, but they don't
Right,
like you don't have to wear a life jacket in the hot tub while you're on the boat.
right, gotcha.
You would
Yeah,
have loved it.
I mean, it sounds weird and cool. Yeah.
It
I Googled pictures of it and I was like, okay, yeah, it's just like a hot tub that floats and that's it. And you don't have like somebody that captains it for you, so it's just like you and whoever you book it with. Um,
exactly. It
I did
literally
see,
a joystick is how you steer it.
I did see some pictures with like rose petals floating in the water, and I'm sure they do some of that where it's like chocolate covered strawberries and champagne and things like that.
We had a charcuterie,
Okay.
and but yeah, I think they've probably seen some weird stuff.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh,
know, but with us, they just had 2 chicks that were stoked to be in a hot tub on a lake. And oh my God, the whole team there was so nice. They I feel like I'm endorsing, like I feel like I'm a new representative for them. But it was just so much fun. I would do it again, 10 out of 10, no question.
great. No, it sounds like a great time. And shout out to Emily, who
Yeah.
also has given us a review
Emily and
on
Nani jam
Apple.
time.
Yeah, Emily and Nani Jam Time. I love that. Well, I'm glad you guys had fun, and it's okay that you missed my daughter's birthday, but we'll see if you do the same thing next year.
At the same exact time next year.
Probably because you missed my daughter's first birthday for the
Oh,
same trip with your friend,
I know.
which is fine. I mean, kids' birthdays are not the most exciting thing, so I don't blame you at all. Um, but we had fun, and we had minimal kids, mostly adults, which also makes it more enjoyable, generally speaking. But anyway, should we just move on to the topic of the day?
Absolutely. I feel like this episode is going to be more of a surprise to me than anything because we didn't really talk about what this episode was going to be like hardcore beforehand.
Not too much, but I just, a couple people have asked me, especially like family members of mine or people of an older generation that are in my life. And same with you, I know. Like family members have asked you, like, what is emo? And I just kind of wanted us to give our own perspectives on what is emo and what's an elder emo. And I don't even know if I can give the greatest definition of it because maybe it's more of a feeling and an association than anything else.
Honestly, okay, well, first off, Uncle Bobby is going to be so happy that we're doing this episode because, I mean, you and I both get this question all the time. Like, what is emo? What is emo music? What is, is emo emotional? Well,
Right,
everything's emotional. So, like, what's what? And
right.
yeah, so I think that this is a really good idea because it's a really good like baseline for people to start from, and I'm down with it just being like our own personal perspectives. But I do think that there's like some pretty straightforward definitions that live on the internet as well around like like where everything derives from.
Yeah, and I think that my plan is for some future episodes to actually kind of get into the history of it a little bit more and do a little bit more research, but this is more of just kind of like an overarching, like, what is emo to us?
I almost
And
wonder if we should ask every guest that comes on in the future, like, what is emo music to you, or what is emo to you?
yeah, I think that's a great idea because
Because I feel like we're gonna get a different. Oh, say again.
we do have some guests lined up.
We do, yeah, and I feel like everything, like each person we ask is gonna give us such a different answer.
Right. So, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first about what is emo to me?
Why don't you go first? Because I think, like, I feel like you have a pretty you've thought about this.
I have. So, but I really don't feel like I'm great at explaining it. I mean, you can kind of name some of the more, well-known bands that are kind of in the emo umbrella, but a lot of those bands that are more well-known tend to be more pop punk,
Hmm.
too, I would say. Like, and if you're gonna be like an emo purist, I think you would say that a lot of pop punk bands don't really fit the emo definition. And you and I have joked about how emo is anything that's emotional, and obviously we don't think that like most songs are emotional, right? So not every single song is an emo song, but I think to me emo is it's very associated with kind of just like the lifestyle and the fashion too. I think it's very like hand in hand with, a lot of black, wearing a lot of black, wearing a lot of like crazy hairstyles, maybe different colors in your hair. Definitely in our heyday, like swoopy side bangs and studded belts and like Converse or Vans. And a lot of the more well-known bands are, like Fall Out Boy is a major one. Taking Back Sunday, I would say, is way up there. I mean, Blink 182, but I think if you're a purist, you would say that they're not emo really. They're more mainstream pop punk. Um, but I just think I think it's the whole scene because I think I consider emo an umbrella, right, that covers things like pop punk and scene music and and screamo and even like some like post-hardcore stuff and like I think it all kind of follows under the emo umbrella because I really see it as more of a culture, I guess I would say, than just like a style of music.
Yeah, I think our answers actually are pretty similar because what I was going to start off with is saying that it is it's essentially a culture, and it's a culture that I think it came from roots in rock and hard rock and grunge rock, and then then that grunge got poppier. That poppier turned into kind of pop punk. Um, I should say like grunge, punk rock, that realm, and then it slowly moved like into the 2000s, late 90s, 2000s, into kind of the Blink 182 stuff that started to get more poppy, but really like it was kind of more punk. Like it started more like garage punky, and then it got more pop punky,
Mm.
and then
And it was
I really like I feel the 2000s are what define emo to me. And it's that era of, we'll call it, like, to give it more time than it maybe needs, like 2000 to maybe 2015. It's maybe a little on the late side, maybe a little on the early side, but essentially there's like this 10-year period where the culture the culture of the music was almost louder than the music itself, because you were seeing black skinny jeans, studded belts, the hairstyle. Like it was everything. It wasn't just music. And I shouldn't say was, because it still is. I feel like every genre that kind of comes through, whether it's 80s or hair metal or um,
grunge.
like whatever it is, like it still exists to this day. Yeah,
Yeah.
country. Yeah. All of that stuff still exists to this day, but um yeah, to me emo, it's a certain style of music that derives from rock music. 'Cause like in order to have emo, you need bass, guitar, drums, vocals, essentially, right? Um and there's other components, like sometimes you're getting some electronic stuff in there, sometimes, like, you know what I mean? But at its core, it's really, four people on stage making some music happen. And yeah, and it was really like during that time frame. And I think that there's a lot of things that derived from emo too. Like you said, it's an umbrella. There's so much there that it's a culture and it's a style of music, and they go hand in hand. And it's rock. Like at its core, it's rock music.
Right. And I don't think either of us would consider ourselves like purists in any kind
No.
of way, because I don't think that that's necessary. Like,
Yeah,
like,
well, and also like that was kind of the beautiful thing about about that time, is there was so many different types of emo music. Like you had the Academy Is, you had Blink-182, you had Cute Is What We Aim For, you've got Breathe Carolina, you've got these bands that are just like polar opposites. Under Oath, like you could go from Hello Goodbye to Under Oath. Those two
right.
bands have nothing in common, but
To
they're
the early November
yeah,
to
but they have like the same, they're under the same emo umbrella because they were
right.
part of the scene, which to me also the scene and emo go hand in hand. They're the same thing, right? Like the scene is emo music,
Right. Yeah.
or
I
scene
mean,
music is emo music.
I agree.
Did I ever
Uh,
ask you that question? Like Selena Gomez in the scene, remember when she had that band and her backing band was the scene back when she was like more alternative?
yeah. I mean, I don't remember that, but you've told me about that.
Ugh,
Yes.
it's so good.
I don't have any independent memories of that.
So good.
Um, well, I thought that I would read our poem too, because I do feel like it's kind of a very basic summary of like the hand in hand, how it is a culture to us. So, just as a little bit of background, I wrote this poem called the Emo Hour poem, which was published in one of our local to Sun Valley, Idaho zines that our friend put together. Just she was just requesting, art from anyone local, any kind of art, different, all kinds of things. So I wrote a poem, and it is about
It's
our
so
radio
good.
show. So the end of it is, mostly about our radio show and like asking people to tune in. But I'm gonna read the whole thing right now. So
Oh my God, I'm so excited about this. Wait, I feel like we should also say though that like it kind of tells the story of us, this poem.
yeah, I mean it's short too. Don't I
Yeah.
mean don't expect it to be too long. But and it's on our Instagram page. So if you want to read it, you can go to our Instagram page at the Emo Hour Girls. Okay, here we go. I feel like I'm doing like slam poetry or something.
You are. You're doing a great job.
I haven't even started. Uh, Two friends bonded over a mutual passion, a style of music that involves a specific fashion. Straight hair, eyeliner, and skinny jeans, songs filled with nostalgia from our early teens. pop punk, rock, screamo, and scene, and so many subgenres in between. Bands like Blink, TBS, and My Chem is from where all emo songs stem. 2 decades ago was its peak, but we still have these songs on repeat because it was never a phase. It's a lifestyle. DJ Tsunami and Killa Kate with an 8, brought together by fate, sharing fun facts and stories from their lives to balance out the angst and the whines. Tune in on Wednesdays to 88.5 to listen to the Emo Hour on KDPI.
Yeah, Katie, get after it.
So that's our poem. And I when I was thinking about like what is emo, I think this poem kind of shows that, in my opinion, it's a mix of things. It's a culture, and fashion is a big part of it. So we also asked on our Instagram, what does emo mean to you? And
Yeah.
we got some responses. So I thought we would read some of them.
Yeah, I'm opening it up too. I love that. Yeah, I love some of these replies.
So one of my friends, Haley from college, the question was, what does emo mean to you? She said, part one, she said, I always thought like dark, edgy, and obviously cool, but recently I heard someone say it means emotional, and now I'm contemplating my whole belief of what it meant to be emo. And I don't know, I think she was like maybe emo adjacent in high school, like enjoyed some of the music, but I don't think she got into it as much as we did. Then she said, I know it was short for emotional, but didn't view emo as the exact definition. It feels negative. I was like, I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know if it feels negative. But I could see how some people could interpret it that way.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. It's not negative to me.
No. And like her first response was what she's kind of always considered it to be, was like dark, edgy, and cool.
Yeah,
like
Avi, cool.
like that.
And
and
then
then
I see the other one from Joko.
Yeah, he gave the same response though for the next question, so I was gonna say that for the next question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I love that he wrote in though, because Joe's awesome, and he's in a band called the Pink Spiders, which I would put under the umbrella of emo.
Yeah, totally. So the next question that we asked, which I guess we haven't talked about, is like, what is an elder emo? Because
Oh
that's
my
what
God, me?
ourselves to be, yes. And I'm not sure who coined the phrase elder emo. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Jack Vanek.
She's
And
a really good marketing person, and it could be her, but like I feel like it's a term that's been around forever. She just took the term and put it on merchandise and really kind of like made the term more popular. So we can give her some credit for sure.
Yeah, I mean, but it's kind of like elder millennial, right? Like we consider ourselves elder millennials and elder emos, and so I think elder emo probably was like a piggyback off of elder millennial. So we asked that on our Instagram, and my friend Haley said,
Wait, do we want to say what we have to say first before we ruin it with anybody else's?
"Oh, sure, yeah, go ahead."
So do you want me to go first?
Yeah,
I would say an elder emo, it defines you. Like, I think you can be considered an elder emo if you were like in the scene and living the lifestyle. So that could mean that you were straight edge. That could mean that you like went to, like small neighborhood shows, like went and saw your favorite pop punk bands in high school, and like it doesn't necessarily mean that you needed to go see like Blink-182 or somebody like that like live. You could also be emo, and you could have just seen like neighborhood, like local stuff. But I would say that you probably, in order to consider yourself emo, you probably had to have some sort of dress and or like style associated to it. So like I had blonde, pink, and black hair for a long time, Neapolitan ice cream, if you will. And then like my clothes, it was always like black skinny jeans. I didn't wear a lot of black, and I never did black eyeliner, which is why I think I've gone like to the nth degree, like the other end of the extreme, because I was very much like a goody two shoe who was obsessed with music and went to like all the shows, but I never like went down like the black hair, black clothing. Like I wore a lot of black, but it wasn't all black all the time.
Right.
I'd say it was more like on the maybe preppier end of the scene. And then that shows itself too because the clothing company that Sophia and I had, Bank Clothing, all of our clothing was bright, vibrant colors, like kind of streetwear. It was that like the Cobra Starship end of the scene is maybe the best way to explain it because they were wearing skinny jeans, but they were also like very bright and upbeat and whatever. It wasn't like the harder, edgier end of the scene, which is why the scene is so beautiful because it is a huge spectrum.
Yeah, totally. So, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you just said. I mean, I think going to shows is definitely a major part of it, but I just know, like from experience growing up in a small town where it was a little bit more difficult to go to shows, I don't think that that's like a requirement. I
Yeah.
also think you and I are both pretty like, whatever, if you want to consider yourself an elder emo, like go ahead. Like
Were you driving to high school screaming these songs in the car, right? Like did you know the Black Parade front to back, or did you know like your favorite emo band front to back? That's definition in itself to me.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, yeah, I would say a lot of it had to do with like how you dressed. And elder emo, I think you like got to be in your 30s at
Yeah.
least. Like 30 even feels too young, I would say, to could be considered like an elder emo.
30s feels appropriate. Yeah, 30s if that feels appropriate.
Yeah, but like since you talked about kind of your style, so in high school I wore like black Dickies every single day. Like I
It's
don't
so epic. I wish I could have seen that.
there was years where I don't even think I owned a pair of jeans. Like I wore like black Dickies or I played a lot of sports, so I would wear like sports clothes. And that was it. And I wore a lot of band t-shirts from the shows that I went to.
Can you
And
please tell people about your high school photo, yearbook photo?
one of my well, I did a lot of senior pictures that my mom actually took of me, and I was wearing jeans and some of those. So by senior year, I guess I bought a pair of jeans. um, but I chose to wear an Under Oath shirt for several of them, and the photo that you're talking about is me wearing my Under Oath shirt and jeans and like heavy thick black eyeliner, holding onto a train car, like leaning away from it. It's pretty great.
It is the best photo. It is so you, and I love that you're hanging off of a train car. Like really, it's the train car that makes it for me. It's so good. It's so good.
Could have been an album cover, right?
It could have been the KT. I don't know, the KT album
Yeah, I need to come up with my own emo band name.
for real.
And there were two separate times, both in like early college and in high school, where I put some black in my hair too, and I'm very blonde. So, that was something neither of my parents loved at all. But that was another thing is usually some sort of crazy hair thing. One of my good friends, Heidi, put some like bright pink in her hair for a while too.
Yeah, actually, I probably took most of my emo style was probably through my hair because at one point I had steps in the side of my hair. Like I
Oh,
like shaved one side of it and it did like a whole like kind of hockey like it was something interesting. Let's just say
yeah.
that. And I remember when I got my steps in the first time, I just was like, "Oh my God, do I look like a boy?" It was just such a drastic difference from where I had been to this. But also, I was watching a lot of the OC at the time, and there was a character in the OC that had like the coolest hair, and I was like, I need that. Give me that.
Yeah, I
So
need that.
that's
Um,
that's what I got.
So we asked that same question to our Instagram following of what is an elder emo, and a couple people responded basically by just saying me, and there are people that we know
Oh, that
are
was
in
TJ that said that.
he said that, and my friend Haley said same thing. Like the millennials, OGs, people in like their mid to late 30s is who they are. Our friend TJ is, I think he's a bit older
He's a
than
little
we
bit
are.
older than us, but yeah, shout out Napa, shout out TJ.
Yeah.
Our favorite person we've never met.
Yes. Um, He has a lot of emo knowledge.
Oh, he has so much. But also, he has a very different style emo than us because he is a little bit older. And it's
Yeah.
amazing how different the taste of an emo person is, even if there's like 2 years in between them,
Yeah.
because like the genre is just so big that like there's just pockets that everybody kind of lived in.
Right. And then,
Um,
like you had mentioned, so Joko, who's in the Pink Spiders that you met at one of our emo nights here well, it was in Stanley, Idaho.
yeah, well, we all threw it together. It was so epic. It was some of the dudes from Pink Spiders, Cartel, up at our friend's bar in Stanley, and like Stanley, they do not have paved roads. It's all dirt roads. The most amazing bar, the Rod and Gun. Oh my God, we had so much fun. It was the best. Were there
Yeah,
other band guys there? I can't remember. And then DJ Shimo was there from Nashville. It was the
right.
best.
So Nashville conglomerate of emo kids in Stanley, which was great. So his response about what is an elder emo, he said, someone who can sing every word to the Get Up Kids 4 Minute Mile album. And I read that and I was like, not me.
That's not me either.
Yeah, couldn't tell you any of the songs,
Nope,
probably. I never really listened to the Get Up Kids.
nope.
That wasn't really in my wheelhouse. So,
I think Robert's answer is the one that I identify with the most.
yeah, so Robert's answer, our friend Robert, who is a emo king on stage at emo night in Boise.
Yeah, we met we he was one of our new friends that we met in Boise at emo night and like the most epic stage presence, but
Oh, so good.
I think he nailed this answer.
So, yeah, his answer was, I think the cutoff is if you were around during the original Warp Tour, which is great answer. However, it did start a conversation. I was talking to him today, and I was like, well, I think that's a great answer, but if you didn't know, the original Warp Tour ran from 1995 to 2019. So, like, that's a big range. So, like,
That's 26 years?
um,
2016, no, 5, 24 years.
there you go. I was like, close, something like that. So then we started this conversation, and I don't think he really knew that. And he was like, he's in Boise. So he's like, well, how about the run that they did in Boise? And it's like, that even still is pretty big.
That,
I mean, there might have been some years off here and there,
I
probably.
think 2016 was the last year they went.
Yeah. And he was like, well, I remember going in like 2012 and thinking that it was the last year in Boise. And he's like, I'm not sure. And you're right, 2016 they were back, but maybe they took a year, maybe Warped Tour took a year off from Boise after 2012. Who knows?
It's a hard
Uh,
market. It's a lower selling market. So they didn't always go there and I know that they took it off. They took it off for a lot of years. But guess what that means? You and Robert were at the same Warp Tours.
Probably,
No,
yeah.
legit. That has to mean that. That's so good.
Well, I don't think I went in 2012.
Oh, okay.
So
Well,
I don't know how many years he went to, but maybe all three of us were there. But I do think that's an interesting answer. I just think the original run of the Warp Tour, that's a big time period.
Yeah, I
So,
mean it all comes from punk rock.
yeah. So I don't know if that answered anyone's questions.
I know, right? Well, so
But
we're doing it for Uncle Bobby. You know what I'm saying? So for the elderest of the emos, we'll call them, aka
yeah,
our parents, who are like, "What is this emo music you speak of?"
right.
I
And
think
well,
that
I don't think that it's something that can be answered easily either. Like I think it's more of a concept and a culture, like we've been saying. So
yeah.
hopefully that provided some context. Very curious to hear, your opinions, listeners' opinions. Send us a DM on Instagram
Oh,
at the Emo Hour Girls. Like, let us know if you have any other thoughts. But I think,
please do.
Nani and I are also, I think, just very inclusive and like, yeah, whatever. Like, if you're not the same kind of emo I am, that's great. More power to both of us.
Yeah, I think, I guess really to kind of close out my opinion on the whole thing, it's like if it was rock music of some sort and it pulled out an emotion in you and made you feel something like as you listen to this music, albeit like crying, anger, rage, whatever, happiness, euphoria, um, I don't that's emo to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So the surprise for you is I
Oh,
found this BuzzFeed quiz online called Am I Emo? And,
can I play?
and yeah, I want you to play. I did it earlier today. It's only
Okay.
6 questions.
Oh gosh. Okay.
So I wanted to ask you the questions, have you answer, and see which one of us is more emo
Okay.
according to the BuzzFeed quiz.
I have to tell you, when you first like started to say something, I thought you were going to tell me that you came over to my place, dug through my stuff, found the diary, and were going to read something from my diary.
Oh my gosh, that's your anxiety talking.
I know. Oh my God. I was like, no, she doesn't have the diary. Not
No.
yet.
No, that would be pretty brutal. No, so it's this BuzzFeed quiz that looks like it was updated on August 30th, 2024. So
It
I
seems
don't,
very soon or
but
recent.
the comments are definitely older. So I think maybe they replaced some questions or something. I don't know. Remember
Okay.
BuzzFeed quizzes, like how big they were for a while?
Oh yeah, they were huge.
Okay, so it's only 6 questions.
Okay.
So the first question is, which of these stores were you a regular at? And there's 6 options.
I mean,
So
I don't even need the option. It's Hot Topic.
Hollister, Hot Topic, Limited to Journeys, Abercrombie and Fitch, or Delia's, I think is how you pronounce
Yeah,
it.
Delia's was cool. I loved the catalog that used to come. I mean, Journeys also could be the answer to this because Journeys really stepped it up, but the answer they're looking for is Hot Topic, no question.
But Nani, this is not the answer that they're looking for. What is the correct answer for you?
Oh, it's not like you're right or wrong.
No, it's like
Oh,
which of these stores were you a regular at?
ooh, Journeys.
Okay. Final answer.
Final answer.
Okay. And then this next question is check off all of the following fashion staples that you've owned or wanted. So there's like a variety. So I'll give you the first one, tell me yes or no that you either owned it or you wanted to own it. So the first one is studded belts,
No.
band tees,
Yes.
an abundance of black clothes,
Yes.
ripped jeans.
No.
Oh, you're not really you don't wear a lot of pants.
I hate pants. Why
Skinny,
why wear pants if you can wear a skirt or a dress?
yeah, skinny jeans,
Yes.
fishnet stockings,
No.
Converse,
Yes. Absolutely.
checkered Vans.
Yes.
Yes, you currently still
Oh,
do.
yeah, I guess currently too. Oh, I mean, I currently own ripped jeans too. I'm thinking back further, but that's fine.
Okay, no, I can click on ripped jeans. Black combat boots.
No. Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
Band pins or patches.
Yeah. So many.
Beanies.
Yes.
We also live in a mountain town, so beanies are kind of a
Yeah, but
necessity.
we have like band beanies.
Yes. I don't know if I ever did, but
I got you an Emery one recently.
I don't think you got me a beanie.
Oh,
You
I
got
thought
me.
I did.
Anyway, leather jacket is the last clothing item on this list.
Yeah, I mean, I have one, but not the one, not the kind. I can see the type of person that they're trying to paint a picture of, and that's not me, but yes, I also have a leather jacket.
Okay, well, we selected most of these. The next question, which of these animated movies is your favorite? So, these are interesting options, I think. Tangled, The
I don't
Corpse
like
Bride.
animated movies.
I know, just you got to pick one.
Okay.
I didn't really love the options for this either. So, Tangled, The Corpse Bride, Coraline, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, The Nightmare Before Christmas, or Moana.
Moana.
Yeah. You lived in Hawaii. That has to be your
Duh.
answer.
My name's Nani.
Okay, this next one, yes, which means beautiful
Bitch in
in
Hawaiian.
Hawaiian.
It doesn't. That's a lie. I was just a little snotty girl who was nervous to go to school on her first day of school in Montana and met my now longest best friends. And I told them that that was the definition of my name in Hawaiian, which is ridiculous.
But it's actually beautiful.
It means beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this next one is like you can choose multiples too.
Okay.
So it says check off all of the following things that you've done.
Can I tell you, every time you say check, I want to be like, check, yes, Juliet.
Perfect.
I know.
I think that should be an extra question.
Thank you.
Okay, have you written song lyrics on your Converse?
Yes.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
even
In high school.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Stretched your ears or fought with your parents about stretching your ears?
Hell no. I'm not going to stretch my ears out. I barely got my ears pierced. I got
Yeah.
them pierced when I was like 21.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's late.
I literally had my friend in college take me to Claire's, and then she and I went and got ice cream afterwards.
Love that. Love that.
Thanks,
Uh,
Marissa.
Have you gotten piercings other than your ears or fought with your parents about getting piercings other than your ears?
Yeah, I did want my belly button pierced.
Okay. Did you ever get it?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm thankful for that too.
Did you sweat the summer away in all black clothes for the aesthetic?
Ooh, I mean, yeah.
Okay. Did you go to Warped Tour? Yes.
It's a hard
Did
yeah.
did you dye your hair a bright color?
Yes, I would consider the red was bright.
Have you ever changed your clothes because your black shirt didn't match your black pants?
No, that's funny though. I just like shrieked.
That's fine. Have you covered your bedroom walls in band posters?
Yes. I also covered my wall. I cannot believe my parents let me do this in tinfoil. I spray adhesived an entire wall in like ripped up tinfoil. It was super cool.
That sounds psychotic.
It was like the coolest wallpaper you could ever ask for because it had all this texture and stuff. I was artsy, man.
Okay. I don't like the way that this one is phrased, but basically it's asking if in a bunch of the selfies that you took, did you cover your mouth like, to be like artsy and like MySpacey?
Yeah, that was like very much a scene queen thing to do. That was like the Millionaires and Jack Vanek and all those girlies that were in that aesthetic. But no, I mean, I think I was just like awkward, and if you're emo too, you had to have an awkward face. That's another thing that's a prerequisite. But
I mean, pretty much everybody in life has had awkward phases.
that's true. I would say that I never covered my mouth with my hand, but I definitely did some weird
Well, the
posy
next
things.
question is, did you take your selfies from a super high angle that barely showed your face?
Oh, like way up here. I'm sure. I'm sure I did. I don't remember because like back then too, selfies were very different than they are now.
Right. Have you unironically said rawr? Or
No.
yeah, I feel like that's a little bit younger than we are.
Yeah.
I never really got into that either.
I mean, no judgment, but I just literally can't imagine myself saying that.
I know, me neither. Did you frequently wear thick black eyeliner?
Nope. I'm like kind of a no makeup girly anyways, like obviously.
True. Did you have a username that started and ended with XX somewhere?
No, but Byron did, and that was the most epic. I think Dennis did too. Byron and Dennis were in a band called Simple as It Seems, and they were like my besties in high school. They were much better emo kids than I, but yeah.
Are they still emo?
Yeah, for sure.
Good.
Byron has a clothing company called Hide and Seek Clothing. He has he's still doing all sorts of stuff, and same with Dennis. Dennis is a professional photographer.
Oh, sweet. That's awesome. Okay, last question, but it's like multiple answers. Check off every song you know the words to by heart.
Heart.
So the first one is Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, check it.
I Write Sins Not Tragedies by Panic
Yep.
at the Disco.
Hondo P.
Sugar We're Going Down by Fall Out Boy.
Yeah. Fun fact, the deer in Sugar We're Going Down Do you know the guy that has the antlers, like the deer man?
Yeah.
That is the lead singer of a band called the Virgins that I worked with when I was
Oh.
in managing bands. And um, yeah, they just, it's like the funniest thing because a lot of people don't realize that that's him. Donald.
Yeah. Interesting.
Donald is Deer Man.
Oh, Donny boy.
Don't it?
Uh, do you know all the words to Dear Maria, Can't Count Me In by All Time Low?
Who doesn't? Yeah.
Misery Business by Paramore.
Yes.
Ohio is for Lovers by Hawthorne Heights.
Ooh, I mean most of them, but no, I'm gonna give myself a no on that one.
Okay. Ocean Avenue by Yellow Card.
Yeah.
Check Yes Juliet by We the Kings.
I mean, obviously pulled that out earlier.
The Middle by Jimmy Eat World.
I love Jimmy Eat World. Yes.
Move Along by the All American Rejects.
Yes.
Miserable at Best by Mayday Parade.
Ooh, I didn't listen to them a ton, but I spent the entire year on the road with them, so I feel like I probably could pull it out. But let's give me a no.
Okay, that I don't know that one by heart, personally. 1985 by Bowling for Soup.
Yes.
I Miss You by Blink-182.
The song that I know the best out of all of those, probably.
Yeah. Cute Without the E, cut from the Team by Taking Back Sunday.
Yeah, I'd say most. Yeah.
And Slow Down by The Academy Is.
Yeah. I love The Academy Is.
I don't know that one. Okay, let's see what your results are. Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. There's one more question. I lied. And finally, did you rock the signature emo kid bangs in your face look?
A version of it, yeah.
Okay, the options are you know it, no, but I wanted to, and no. So, should we say you know it?
I'm gonna say you know it, because like my version of it was
I've
it was
seen
my own
photos.
version.
You did it.
Yeah, it was my own version of it.
Okay, your results. You're 71% emo.
I barely passed, but it's a passing grade.
And it said the description is you were pretty emo, and let's be honest, you still are, aren't you? You can recite every word of I Write Sins Not Tragedies without batting an eye, and certainly know a thing or two about rocking an all-black outfit. Keep killing it.
Thank you, BuzzFeed.
So my results were 73% emo. So, but I had the same exact description, so I beat you by 2 percentage points.
That sounds about right. You beat me on emo lyric of the day every time, so yeah, you should be winning.
But we are very close. So
Oh my God, that's so good.
that was kind of, silly, but I was just like, oh, BuzzFeed tests or BuzzFeed quiz. Heck yeah, we got to try that out.
Well, then I guess if people answered somewhat similarly, it means that they probably got about the same percentage. But we should link that. We should link that test if people want to take it.
Ooh, we should. Yeah, we'll post that on our Instagram stories. But that's all. I mean, I think that we kind of covered what emo culture is, at least to us. And I think some people are, definitely more purists about it and have differing opinions. And I do think it very much depends on your age. Because even like the rare thing was, I feel like, a little bit after us. And there's Tumblr that was after us, and there's like cat ears, and that was kind of after us. Like the culture definitely kind of shifted and evolved over time, and MySpace was a big part of the culture for us, and that definitely just MySpace kind of went away in terms of it being the social media like connector that it was. MySpace is still around, but it's not like it was when we were using it.
I think that I deleted mine, and I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get it back, which is so sad because talk about a time capsule. That would have been so awesome to see.
I know, but also probably scary. We'll have to do an episode on MySpace, and apparently there's a MySpace documentary that is being worked on right now. So I don't know when it's coming out. But we'll have to watch that and do an episode on that as well, because MySpace was a huge part of just teenage years in general, but also like emo culture and how it's like where the initial emo influencers became known. Honestly, like where they gained a following was MySpace.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I talked about this maybe on one of the previous shows, but we like we didn't even market bank clothing through like our own. We had our own, but like we mostly focused on our own personal pages on MySpace as well, which like
Yeah.
that shows you how much like strength that network had.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, should we do emo lyric of the day?
We should. Do you want to go
Yeah.
first, or do you want me to?
Um, I'll go first probably because mine's not going to win and yours will.
Okay.
Um, I picked a song I should have probably chosen a different song based off of that BuzzFeed quiz, but the reason I chose this song is because they are a Seattle band, and I was just in Seattle and I was feeling emo about it. It is a band called Acceptance. Did you ever listen to Acceptance?
Not a lot. I think I would know a few songs, but I couldn't like tell you one of their songs off the top of my head.
Okay. Oh, they're so good. I could have also chosen Gatsby's American Dream. That would have been good.
Mm.
Um, but this is Acceptance and their song So Contagious. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet. It says,
I think I know
oh,
this.
what?
I just said I'm pretty sure I know this song.
Oh, yeah, it's such a good song. It says, oh, when I'm around you, I'm predictable.
Interesting.
I think it just has a lot of meanings. Maybe it's because I have a crush, but it's fine.
No, I was gonna say that is that like that could be taken a lot of different ways. Like how do you take that?
You know, because we've talked about this before, when you read lyrics or like when you speak lyrics and they're not like to a melody or to a tune, they come across differently. And so to me, it's like when I'm around you, I'm predictable. The way I take that is when you're around somebody that you are like the dumbest version of yourself. And that's how I identify with it. Because it's like if you've ever seen those TikToks or, memes or whatever that's out there, it'll be like, when you're with your friends and you need to order coffee, it's like, oh, I'll have, a black Americano with 2 sugars and cream. Who am I? I don't even drink coffee. But like, then you go and you do the same exact exercise, but you're with somebody that you like. And you're like, I'll have, do you have cow? Like what? You know what I mean? Just do like something dumb. So
But how is that predictable? That
I,
seems
I'm, when I'm around you, I'm predictably just a fool, like a dumb.
see, because I took it almost the exact opposite way, honestly.
Ooh, tell me.
Yeah, because like I mean I get what you're saying about being like predictably different, but like being dumb and different to me is like being unpredictable. Like you don't know what's gonna come out of your mouth.
Oh, I,
So
I'm, I know what's gonna come out of my mouth is gonna is gonna be special.
because I took it, I guess, as more what's the lyric when I'm around you, I'm predictable?
It says it. Well, he sings like oh, like at the beginning of it, but he says oh, when I'm around you, I'm predictable.
Because like the way I first took that is more and I don't know, maybe this is because I'm married and you're single, but I took it as like you're predictable because you're like comfortable with your significant other and like you are like steady and solid and you are you and you know what you're gonna be doing and you just you're comfortable and you're steady and you're predictable because you know what you are.
Maybe this is why I'm single and you're married because you were able to be normal.
This is not what, well, no, but I mean, I think it takes comfort, right, to get there. It's not
Yeah.
like you have a crush and it's the beginning stages of a relationship. Like there's gonna be some unpredictability and some uncertainty.
hmm
But I took that to be like more of a like love lyric, I think, of like I'm predictable because I feel so much comfort with you.
I
That was
love
my
that.
first reaction.
That's what I love about emo lyric of the day is like you can derive so many different meanings from the words.
Right.
Okay, what's your emo lyric of the day?
So I decided to try to pick like the most emo lyric in existence
Oh,
because the theme of today was like what is emo and what is an elder emo. So in my mind, there's only a couple lyrics that are like the most emo lyrics in existence that
I
are
literally thought of mine immediately.
Oh, well, let me say mine first, and I'm curious if it's the same one that I chose.
Okay.
Um, so mine is from Taking Back Sundays, You're So Last Summer. And the lyric is, the truth is, you could slit my throat, and with my one last gasping breath, I'd apologize for bleeding on your shirt.
I don't even know what to say.
Because to me, that's like one of the most emo lyrics of all time.
I'm like starting to tear up over here. That is just, it's too much. No, the thing that immediately came into my head was cut my wrists and black my eyes.
Yeah, by Hawthorne Heights. Yeah,
Yeah,
which that's up there for me too. But that to me, I mean, that lyric by Taking Back Sunday is,
that's something.
in my opinion, like one of the most emo lyrics of all time.
That is that is something. That yeah, I didn't know when you were going to end with it. It just kept going.
It was only 3 lines,
Yet
but you had
yet again, I you win. This you won again. You
you know
always
when
win.
when we have a guest on, we should have them choose who wins the
Yeah.
cleanup.
That's a good idea. I normally even try to do that on a radio show, but then I still have to be the one to judge because people are like, I can't choose. I couldn't possibly choose between you two. You're both great.
Oh, you guys are so nice. Anyway, okay. Well, that's all for today, but thank you guys for listening so much. Episode 3 wrapped of the Emo Hour podcast. I hope you enjoyed our little, summary and perspectives on what emo is to us and what an elder emo is. And if you have a different perspective, I think that's great too.
Yeah.
We're not here to block people out. Like we just want to share what we can, what we have in common.
Yeah, and I think that like please reach out, DM us, like let us know what you define emo as.
Well, thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe and follow us on anywhere you get your podcasts, including YouTube.
YouTube.
And
Which
follow us
YouTube is emo, let's be real.
YouTube is emo. Follow us on Instagram at the Emo Hour Girls, and just search for the Emo Hour anywhere you get your podcast. And please leave us, 5 stars would be ideal. DM us any feedback that you have, and we've got lots of ideas coming up, but always, we'd welcome more ideas too. So send us a message, and we'd love to chat.
Yeah, and I'm excited for our upcoming episodes. We've got some really great guests lined up. So put on that studded belt. Let's do it.
I didn't really do studded belts. I was really into white belts.
Oh, what's it? Buckle to the side or front?
Side,
Good for you.
the buckle on the left side and side bangs to the right.
Oh, you have to balance it out. You couldn't possibly have it be on the same side.
Oh, it's like, side bangs this way, buckle on this side.
Symmetry. It's all about the symmetry.
Really, it was very important to me.
Oh,
Um, all right. Well, thanks for listening, and join us next time. We'll see you next week.
see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.